I just got my lowrider Astro van officially appraised. They said it was worth about $35,000 the way it sits. If we can get it painted, it's going to be closer to $60,000. So I've decided to do the cheapest paint job ever. We're going to be using $50 worth of tractor paint, and then we're going to be spraying it with a $30 electric paint gun. No air compressor, no fancy tools. We're going to see if we can take the cheapest paint gun and the cheapest paint and come out with a good product whenever it's done. Let's see what happens. Whenever we get a cut in the shop, you got to clean it properly. Found some Liquido de Janeiro. Oh, starting fluid. We are back on the beautiful lowrider van, and in this video, I am gonna paint this thing. I kind of said that last video, and then we ended up having about 100 hours worth of body work. If I was a good body man, we would have primed it. I could have came in here, scuffed the primer, and then got it ready for paint. I am not a good body man, and getting it all in one color really showed me how bad some of the spots are. I didn't even realize this door had a giant dent in it. It's kind of gradual. Couldn't really see it. The door was in like 4 different colors because this was a used door because some idiot ran into the wall. That wall right there. And I was driving. But anyways, you can see it now that it's all one color. So got a big wave that needs to come out of there. A couple other things. Also, we're going to paint this thing with a very stupid electric paint gun, 30 bucks, probably shouldn't do that. Why is that? Oh, that's paint thinner, okay. Sorry, shouldn't have had paint in it, that scared me for a second. Got it all primed in the last video, looks really good, very happy with it. The plan for the paint job on this thing is like a crazy lowrider style paint job or like a crazy 90s graphics, super 90s, bright orange, purple, green, just weird colors going down the side of it. I can kind of see both, I don't know. We're not doing any of that right now because the goal, before you can do any of that, you have to get your base coat down so that you can start building all your graphics and your lowrider and your crazy paint job on top of it. The whole thing is going to be white, and then we're going to come back in here with graphics, two-tone, all the other fun stuff we're doing, but the white needs to be down good, and obviously you can't fix any dents after you get paint on it. You just start adding more and more layers with the custom stuff. So yeah, we got some body work to do. I'm probably gonna get greedy with my time and play with a little bit of sheet metal work that needs done on the inside. We still have to kind of finish the floor off. This thing is airbagged, lays on the ground, and the rear end is all exposed right now. But I'm not gonna start on that yet. I'm gonna start on the body work, and whenever the body work starts pissing me off, that's when I'm gonna start doing metal work. So, let's sand some shit. I hate it so much. Now, before we get too cute with our body work, we need to put a guide coat down. If you don't know what a guide coat is, basically, you just put a real light cover on top of your primer or whatever you're doing. Some people will do it over Bondo. I like to seal it up first and then do it. And then the guide coat will kind of show you when you start to sand any low spots or high spots. Now, some of this is so bad I can just see it with my eyes. I don't need to. But you just got to give it a little dusting. And they sell guide coat paint, but in reality, you can use about anything. I usually will find another type of primer, and then you just don't, really, I got too close there. You just kind of need to dust it. Nothing too crazy, just kind of like that. And if you do it light enough, it dries real quick. And then when you come in here and sand it, it'll knock off all the high spots first, and you will still see the low spots. And obviously, if you're sanding and everything is smooth and then one spot is sticking up a bunch, it will also show you high spots, not just low spots. But it's a lot easier to see low spots than high spots. Yeah, God. And also, if this was a perfect paint job, we would guide coat the entire van and then block sand it. We ain't doing all that. We're having some fun. I've wrecked it, I think 3 times. Caught it on fire once. Caught it on fire twice. Take that back. So we're not going for perfect. We're going for fun and drag the titanium blocks all over the place and then paint it with a freaking electric paint gun. It actually did pretty good on the primer, so I'm anxious to see how it does on the paint. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's sand. Forgot I was going to show you this. Waited for it to dry. Took about 2 seconds. Now, this is a spot I already can see that there's a dent there, but just let me show you as an example. You come in here and you start sanding your stuff off. was hard to turn off one-handed, sorry. But see, if that was a block sander or just holding your sander flat, you can see how deep that dent is that right there. And now we need to add a little bit of body filler. You just do that everywhere and you'll start to see them pop out all over the place. If you're a bad body man, if you're a good body man, you won't see very many at all. But you will always find something, even if you're the best in the world. Guide coat shows you way more than you can see with your eyes. Even when you run your hand down it, you can kind of miss stuff every now and then, but boy, guide coat will just pop it out for you. I really have to sand this time. I think I've said 3 times, but let's sand. All right, now we do a lot of time lapse on the channel. If you're new here, you're going, why wouldn't you do real-time footage while you're sanding? This, just to get this side, haven't done the back, haven't done the other side, haven't done the front. That was like 4 hours of sanding because we're doing 220. We want the primer all smooth. Everything is feathered out. The primer goes on real thick. You almost need to think of high build primer as like a liquid Bondo. It just goes on there thick. And then you sand it and then see like how some of these spots are bare. That is because there was a tiny low spot there and then the primer filled it in. I almost said the body filler filled it in. The primer filled it all in. So now it's pretty damn good. If I wanted it to be perfect, I would be blocking it and not holding a DA. But if you hold your DA flat and just take your time, it works pretty good. Blocking is always better, but when you ain't block sanding it, I've wrecked it 3 times. I'm probably gonna wreck it again. Had several low spots, several spots I had to hit with a hammer. Looks pretty good, but like I said, this was 4 hours, and this isn't even half because I haven't done the back, the front, or the other side, or the roof. All right, well, okay, there's nothing else to do but keep sanding. Let's keep going. We're gonna start on the front now, I think. I know the back's gonna need some work because the rear doors were hammered. They got hurt a lot, and they've been hammered, dollied, body fillered, hammered again, primed, and now guide coated. So we're gonna go to the front because that's gonna suck, and I don't want to. If I go there first, my motivation might just drop off the charts. So we're gonna work on the hood now. All right, we're 4 hours in on this side. Got the hood and most of this side done. Got some low spots over there I gotta mess with. The sander, badass little battery-powered sander, love it, from the beautiful people at Harbor Freight. It was on, I dropped it, it was runaway. I mean, going 1,000 miles an hour. I went to pick it up and the sandpaper hit me in the hand. And let me tell you, that hurts like hell. And you know what we do whenever we get a cut in the shop? You gotta clean it properly. Found some Liquido de Janeiro. Oh, starting fluid. Found some starting fluid. Oh, yes! Woo! That'll wake you up, baby. Oh, better than caffeine. Oh, shit. It's still hurting. It's still in there. Damn it. There you go. It's clean. Oh, wow, starting fluid hurts more than brake cleaner. All right, let's keep going. Woo! Listen, I don't want to be a guy who makes a 30-minute video and just complains about how much bodywork sucks, so I'm not going to do that. That's what I would normally say. But bodywork sucks so much. I hate it. It's like a 12-hour day. I'm not even close to being done. Oh, God. I don't know if I want to go home and cry and then come back tomorrow or just cry here and then keep working. Oh, God, son of a bitch. I thought this side was done. I was walking the camera over here because I thought this side was done. Oh, here's the worst part. Body's looking good, roof's looking good. Haven't even touched the rear doors yet because I know how much they suck. And I was just running my hand on there. I haven't even started doing the guide coat. Found low spots everywhere, put Bondo in. Oh, God. Should we go home and cry? I'm down for a cry. I'm okay with a good cry every now and then. I don't know, I'm gonna think about it off camera. Might be a good time to go home and come back. All right, I worked like another hour. Now it's time to go home and cry. Got the passenger side or the driver's side a little bit more knocked out, but the main reason I want to go home right now is to get some sleep because I have plenty of white paint. I think there's 3/4 of a gallon in there. Might double check. Don't have much hardener or reducer, so need to go to the farm store tomorrow and get some of that anyway before we spray. I could work till 4 a.m. tonight and then sleep too late tomorrow and then be scrambling trying to get this thing painted for the video, or we can just come back, have this stuff on us, and then hopefully knock out the rest of the body work and paint tomorrow. That would be the plan. I'm 2 days in on this. I didn't work a ton the first day, but we should be able to knock it out tomorrow. If not, we're gonna just work till 7 a.m. Friday morning like we had to do on Tuesday's video. But hey, shit happens, you know? Sometimes you gotta go home and cry. We'll be back tomorrow, baby.
The next day.
All right, we're back, baby. I got a little bit extra paint. I bought another quart, probably didn't need it. It was on sale. I think it was 17 bucks. God, tractor paint is cheap, love it. Also got some more hardener, some more reducer. Came in here, hit a couple low spots, started on the back doors. They are a train wreck. We're not going to talk about that right now. I think I just put this stuff on for my little spots I got left. I think this was my couple last finishing spots on this side. I think once these are sanded down, this side is done. Hood's already done. 2 or 3 little spots on the passenger side, and then it's done. So basically should have... I'm supposed to stop saying should, because whenever I say should, I jinx shit. But should have everything but the back doors done in about 30, 40 minutes, which is nice. But the back doors are fighting me. All right, let's sand some shit. This stuff is probably still wet, so I am going to start over here. Let's go. Back doors are so close. Had little spots. We have pinholes we have to deal with next. I'll show you how to do those. Those are easy, simple. Dad used to do them with a razor blade, but I saw online there was a guy using like a deck of cards, like a baseball card. So I'm going to do that. That should be pretty easy. I did completely forget about the door jambs, and I was going to just do them later. I actually rattle canned them with the same tractor paint that I used on the Suburban. They make tractor paint in spray cans, the exact same paint that they put in the quarts that you can buy, and it actually looked really, really good. So I bought a white can the other day, so I know I have one. So I think I'm going to scuff these real quick while I'm kind of back and forth with body work. I still kind of wanted to weld some of this floor up, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. We'll see. I might play with it. I can only do body work for so long before my brain starts to shut off and I start yawning. I hate it so much. I've probably said that 10 times in this video. I apologize. So yeah, while we're finishing up the body work and getting ready to start doing little pinhole shit, I'm going to get the door jambs all taped off and sanded down. They don't need to be super perfect. You just really got to scuff them pretty good. And then we will probably paint those. Usually I like to do my door jambs, let them dry for a day, and then spray, your real paint. We're not doing that this time. We're going to rattle can them and then shut the doors real, real gently. So let's keep sanding. God, I hate it. Body work is done. Door jambs are sanded. The only thing we have left to do is something called spot putty or glazing putty, depending on what it is. This stuff basically dries instantly, and it sands just like Bondo, but it already has the hardener in it, so you don't have to add, and it's real runny. And this stuff is really good for like little rock chips. If your Bondo has any porous spots in it, which it usually does, unless you're using a better Bondo than I'm using. Like the CRX we bought, super expensive body filler. This is just cheap shit, so it'll get little pinholes in it every now and then. Now, what you can do is take regular Bondo, mix it up, spread it with a razor blade, but then it's a little bit thicker and it takes a lot more to sand. You can also use spot putty on the little stuff and a razor blade, like I've seen my dad do 100 times. Well, I saw a video the other day of a guy who took like a deck of cards, and he was using those, and since they were a little bit flexible, it kind of made it a little bit easier, so I wanted to give it a try. I don't have a deck of cards. I have old baseball cards, but I know they're worth some money. I also have old Pokemon cards, and I checked online just to make sure. It seems like old Pokemon cards aren't worth as much as the newer Pokemon cards. I also got to looking, and it said if any of them are shiny, they're not worth as much. And I think the only shiny one I have, this one. Charizard. I don't know what that is. First edition? Yeah, I don't know what that is, but not worth very much. So what I'm going to do is mix up some spot putty, and then we're going to see if we can't spread it on there with a card and see how it works. So let's do it. All right, let's see how it works. We're going to take this guy and just get him right in there. Let me see here. Make sure I get it on camera. I wonder which side I should use. It probably doesn't matter, right? No, we'll just use this one right here. Might as well use the front. Maybe that shiny stuff will help it spread a little bit better. I really don't need that much on there. Just about that much. And then you come in any of your little pinholes. Oh yeah, the flexibility of the card actually makes it work really well. Just like that. Let's see, you got a couple more right there. There we go. I'm going to go around the car and see if I have any more. This card's already starting to bend, but that's okay. It's going to work out just fine. I'm excited to give it a shot. It actually seems to work pretty good. All right, got it. Card worked out pretty good. I ruined it, but who cares? I got a bunch of them. So if you want to give that a shot, find you an old baseball card or a Pokemon card or a playing card, and it works really good for spot putty. I'm going to sand this, and then we're going to paint the door jambs. I'm excited. Okay, bodywork is done 100%. Everything is ready for paint. The only problem is I got to clean this shop out. There is dust everywhere, and dust is the enemy of a good paint job. Even if you're using $50 worth of tractor paint and a friggin' electric gun, you still don't want dust everywhere. So I'm going to spend some time, get all this shit blown out. It's also smart to take a hose and wet the floor down so that if there is any dust, it'll stick to the water. I'm going to do all that, and then we're going to shoot the door jambs, and then we get to spray the real paint. Sweet. All right. Everything is clean. Time to paint. We are going to do the jambs first. Now, I know some of you are going, you're a crazy person. Why on earth would you spray paint the jambs? Like I said, this is the same paint. Did it on a Suburban. Came out really good. Matched perfect. And I don't know what it is, but the paint that comes out of this can is probably the best paint I've ever used. I bought a bunch of black of it just to do like trim and shit. No clue why. I've never used it before, but it just really goes on good. I'll do a couple coats, but just let me show you here. I mean, check that out. That looks really nice. If it had a bigger tip, I'd do the whole freaking van. Hey, turbo cans. Let's do some turbo can farm paint. All right, let's see. I'm getting too cute here. What I did was I taped off the top and then taped off any edges so that I don't have to sand this down before I paint it with the other paint. I think it'll paint right over the top of it, but you never want to do real paint over the top of spray paint because it'll just usually ripple itself right up. I didn't do it on the Suburban because I had a couple spots that were oversprayed, but just in case. I mean, check that out. First coat. That looks perfect. I don't know what it is with this shit, but I mess with it. Okay, I'm going to do time lapse for this. Let's knock this out real quick, and then we can paint her for real. Very, very happy with how this came out. I'm telling you, rattle can and door jambs might be the way to go, baby. Now, this shit dries real quick, too. It dries a lot faster than the regular paint. And then we just got to get real cute. Oh, perfect, perfect. I think my tape worked for the overspray. It did on this side. Sweet. Okay, let's mix up some real paint, start spraying. Oh man, that looks way better than it should, to be completely honest with you. All right, everybody always asks, what is the mix ratio I use on the tractor paints? Because if you're not familiar with it, it can take like a week to dry. You can actually spray it right out of the can. That's when it takes like a week to dry. The more hardener and reducer you add, obviously the quicker it will dry. So, first experiment we did on it, I mixed the hardener. This shit's cheap too. It's like $8.99. I think the reducer's $9.99, or maybe vice versa. This is 16:1. This is 18:1. That's what they recommend. I did it by the book on the first paint job, which was my gray Toyota AE86. V8 swap, pretty badass if I do so myself. That took 2 days to dry. It still had good gloss. It didn't look bad, but I hated how long it took to dry. We obviously got some runs because of it, just taking that long. So whenever we did the Suburban, I don't know, a month ago, I doubled everything. So instead of doing 16:1, I did 8:1. And then since I'm adding more reducer, or since I'm adding more hardener, you don't need as much reducer. You kind of just add the reducer until you get the thickness that you want to spray. So I would say 8:1 on the hardener, probably 8:1 on the reducer, maybe a little bit heavier, 6:1. Nothing too crazy, but let's see, our hardener, that's my standard if I was spraying it by the book, but we already know we want more gloss and we want it to dry faster, so there is double the hardener. I'm gonna go ahead and put, that's about 8:1 on the reducer, and I might add more reducer depending on how thick it looks right now. But since you add more hardener, that kind of thins it out a little bit on its own. That's pretty damn good right there. That might be ready. I might go a little bit more reducer just to thin it a bit, but that's pretty good. I have the smallest tip available on the electric gun right now, so thinner might be better. The ones I've seen people do videos on, they have a 1.5 tip. This little cheapy gun that I bought, it's just the $30 one on Amazon. I don't have a product link. It's not sponsored. I just bought it to try it. I bought the cheapest one they had with the smallest tip, because all the ones that I see people sponsored spraying is a 1.5 tip, and I was like, well, if I can find a 1.0, maybe I can spray finer, so that's why I did it. Whenever we sprayed the primer in the last video, I had the primer so thick, I think I put a 2.0 tip on it, and they come with like 5 different tips, so you can just change it out with what you need. That's pretty damn good right there. That's, if I was spraying this in my normal air gun, that's exactly how I'd want it, just to run off the stick like that, but still pretty thick. If it ever looks runny on the paint stick, then you know you got it too thin. And if it just runs off real fast, that's bad, but that's pretty good there, and you can still see, you know, kind of like a milky almost texture. But I might adjust this since we are doing the electric gun. Let's find out together. Ha! Oh, we got it dialed in good this time. It really likes thinner paint. Oh, that's not bad right there. Okay, sweet. I was a little worried because the primer was coming out gloppy, but that looks pretty damn good. All right, let's shoot some shit. We got the GoPro cam, paint gun cam, jeez. It's getting late. I gotta do the roof first because I got this jacked up way too high. laying out good. Probably need to go with the bigger tip because it's spraying slow, but it's really looking good. Oh, she's laying out good. I got this thing spraying great. I don't know what I did, but it's working out. All right, I need more paint. Oh my God, it looks so good. I'm not even bullshitting. I got a dry spot right there. All right, we need more paint.
Nice.
Oh my God, this looks really good. I think I'm done. I'm gonna go double check if there's any spots. White can be weird sometimes. And then we'll call it a video. Oh, let me tell you, this guy's a fucking asshole. He started running around there so much I gotta run. And now he died. Well, no, he's still alive, but he's a dickhead. Look at the fucking mess you made. Bro, you're a bitch. I'm gonna have to try and fix this shit while it's wet. What a dickhead. I guess I did have the door open. That might be my fault. All right, let's try and fix that real quick. All right, came out pretty damn good. I'm gonna come in tomorrow and double check it. I already know I'm gonna have a giant run where that stupid bug landed because I had to just cover it and I put more paint on than it needed, and the goal is to get it to run off the fender Doesn't happen very often, but sometimes you get lucky. There's just really no other way around it. Dad taught me that. He probably would have handled it better than I did, but we'll see what happens. The good news is we are going to be doing a lowrider paint job on it, so this white will end up getting scuffed down anyway. So if I do have a giant run there in the morning, whenever we start doing our graphics, we'll just scuff her down a little bit. No big deal. But overall, very happy. Definitely got the gun dialed in a hell of a lot better this time. I think obviously it was because it was paint instead of pudding thick primer that I sprayed last time. But yeah, also $50 can of paint. I think it was on sale for $38. For some reason, my Tractor Supply has 20% off. So $38, $9, and then $8. So what is it, $60? And we used, I had 3/4 of a gallon because I used this on my Suburban two-tone. I still have about, I don't know, half a quart left, 3/4 of a quart left. So less than $50 worth of paint. Again, still reusing it. This gallon has went through 2 paint jobs, and you could easily do a two-tone with it still. Love this shit. So I didn't realize how late it was. It's currently 5:45 in the morning. The sun's getting ready to come up, and I take my kid to summer school in about 30 minutes. So yeah, I ran home, was gonna, start editing the video. Didn't realize how late it was, so we're not gonna come back and see the results tomorrow. I already know how it is. Even the fact that I was only gone an hour, it's already tacky. Check that I hear it. No mark on my finger. That's the difference whenever you add all that hardener to tractor paint. There's a lot of people that do tractor paint, they don't add hardener. Or some guys will roll it on or paintbrush it on, like if you actually are using it for a tractor. You can use it without hardener, it just takes forever. But start doubling up on that hardener, it basically sprays like a normal paint job would, like a normal single stage paint. And I'm very happy. Can't believe how good the electric spray gun came out. Now, on my last video, I had guys say, are you worried about, because the tip can heat up from the electrical motor, are you worried about it drying? I said no with the primer because I primed the whole van in 15 minutes. Never seemed to happen. I did run into that 2 different times in this video because it took longer to spray. I wasn't putting it on as thick, obviously. The paint was thinner, so it could dry faster. I had to clean the nozzle out, I think 3 different times. And what you do is while you're spraying it, you'll just notice, it wasn't that it was shooting chunks out of like dried paint, which people said I should worry about. I didn't see that at all. But instead of having like an 8-inch fan, all of a sudden the fan would start getting lower. I would have it like a 2-inch fan or a 4-inch fan. And there's an adjustment on there to change your fan tip, but I wasn't adjusting it. So what it is that hole where the paint comes out was actually starting to cake up, and it was getting smaller and smaller. So I did have to do that a couple different times. I just took my air hose, blew air through it, came right out. It wasn't that big of a deal. But the guys probably either had more experience than me or they've just read about it. We're 100% right. Since it's an electric motor, produces heat, and the way these motors work, the heat comes out with the paint. It's not a ton of it, but if you spray for 45 minutes straight, you're gonna have a lot of heat coming through there. And whenever you have paint that has hardener in it, it has a chance to actually dry. Whereas if it was latex paint on a house, like those are usually used for, you're not gonna dry latex paint very quickly. Definitely not quickly enough to dry it as it's coming out of the gun. I keep an eye out for that if you try it. Definitely worth a shot, $30, like I said. I didn't even bother telling you the brand. It was the cheapest one on Amazon that had a 1.0 tip, and I did a lot of spraying with this one with the 1.5, so you might not even need the 1.0. I liked having it if I wanted to spray really, really slow. But when we started, I did the roof with the 1.0. It took me 20 minutes to spray the roof because it just wasn't coming out fast at all, which was good. It's kind of how you would almost feather it, with an air gun. But whenever I got to laying it on the panels, it would have took me 5 hours to paint it that way. And it was starting to come on too light, so I wanted to win with a bigger tip. Worked out great, definitely give it a shot. Worked out pretty damn good with tractor paint. Other than this stupid bug, I got a hell of a run I gotta fix because that goddamn bug. But yeah, other than that, came out good, looks pretty good. The fact that it's already tacky now makes me really confident that I shouldn't see any giant runs like we did on my gray Toyota. It just took so long to dry that, any curved panel, just obviously liquid doesn't stick on curved panels very long, so it just rolled off. Very happy. We're gonna have some more fun with this van. I want to do some metal work on it. Didn't have time, ended up doing a lot more body work than I thought I was going to. But yeah, check it out, dude. I'm stoked. If you haven't seen any videos on this, this thing lays completely on the ground with airbags. The rockers touch. I have titanium drag blocks so you can lower the back end and just drag sparks down the road. It's a ton of fun. It's going to be a fun build. And on the next video, we should button it completely up. We're going to knock out the paint job and the metal work. Going to be a fun one. Stay tuned for all that. If you aren't subscribed, please hit that button now. Please like, share, comment, all the good shit they tell you at the end of videos. Go to Casey'sCustoms.com for the coolest merchandise on the planet. Toothless Customs artwork. I might be out by the time this video comes out, so keep an eye out for that. I might make a post about it whenever the video comes out, but keep an eye on it. If it is out whenever the video comes out, I'll make a picture and you can see it. It's a hilarious artwork. It's just some asshole with a chipped tooth that won't get it fixed, which is me. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Peace. I love you. Have a good day. I'm going to bed.